Yo, what's up guys, it's SubX, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be unraveling the secrets to beginner F2L. So before the video starts, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you can stay notified for whenever I come out with new videos such as beginner OLL, beginner PLL, maybe even intermediate cross tips. Let's get started. Many of the top speed cube solvers up to this day still use F2L. So by learning F2L, you are giving yourself a great advantage. So before you learn intuitive F2L, you should already know how to solve a Rubik's Cube using either a beginner's method or another method. F2L stands for first two layers, and it's the art of inserting the edge and the corner in one sequence. In the beginner's method, you may have learned to insert the corner first, then insert the edge. But in F2L, you insert them both at the same time. That is what is key about F2L. After you have finished solving the cross, now what you want to do is flip your cube upside down. If you learn to solve your cross on the bottom, then you don't have to do anything. As long as the cross is facing the bottom, you're fine. Before we get into the F2L algorithm part, first identify your corner and the edge that you are going to be inserting. First, you want to find a white corner. So a corner with white on it. For example, this white, blue, and red corner. Now you're going to find its corresponding edge. If you cover up the white, the other two colors will be the corresponding edge. In this case, this blue and red edge right here. After you have identified the corresponding edge and its corresponding corner, there are going to be three cases that the corner could be in. So we're going to go over the first case. Now we're going to be identifying the first case. So if you cover up the white sticker and you look at the top layer, the two stickers are going to be different colors. So here's the edge and here's the corner. So these two colors are going to be different. So this is how you recognize the first case. Now what you're going to do is you want to put your corner and your edge into this L shape. So before you do this, make sure that the corner is either on your your left side or your right side. So in this case, it's on my left side. If the corner is like this, then this is incorrect. Even though it's in an L shape, the corner is facing towards me, so that's incorrect. It must be facing towards your left or your right side. After you've gotten the correct position, now you want to hold the the corner over where it should go. So in this case, this corner has to go here, between the white, red, and blue centers. So now what you do is very, very, very simple. All you do is, if it's on this side, just mirror what I'm going to do now. If the corner's on this side, just mirror. So I'm going to lift this face up. That's going to pair up the edge and the corner. Now I'm going to insert the corner and the edge, and now lift that side down. Now, as you can see, I've inserted a corner and an edge. The second case, it's much more easier than the first case to recognize, but the moves that it takes to insert is a little bit harder. So this case is where if you ignore the sides, it's going to be the opposite of the first case. The top two colors are going to be the same. So in this case, the white, green, and red corner is going to be corresponding to the red and green edge. So if you cover up all the sides, you can see that the red is on top for both the corner and the edge. So now what you're going to do is you want to position the same way that you did for the first case. So the white sticker should be facing to your left and your right. It should not be facing towards you. It should be facing to the left or the right. The reason why I say this case is easier to recognize than the other case is because it does not matter where this edge is. This edge could be here or here. As long as it's in an L shape, so the edge cannot be here, and if it's here, it might be solved. So it cannot be here. It can only be here or here. So like this, away from the corresponding corner, or like this, away from the corresponding corner. And just if your corner is on the other side, then just mirror what I just said. Now what you're going to do is you want to find an empty slot. So first, this is a filled slot. This has a pair in it. We do not want to mess up this pair. So like this, we don't care about what's in here because this slot is incorrect. So you want to hold the slot, so you want to hold this empty slot on the same face or side that your corner is on. So for instance, my corner is here and the empty slot's here. It should be on the same face. You should be holding the empty slot on the same face as your corner and towards you, not over here because this is in the back. Now what you want to do is you want to hide the corner. So the reason why you want to hide the corner, because you want to move this edge, this side, the top face over to right over. You want to move it over that corner. So here's the corner. You want to move it over the corner. So now when you lift up the corner, you can see that you created a pair. And now just insert like normal. Now you've got your pair. Now on to the third and final case. So the third and final case is when the white sticker on the corner is facing up and the corresponding edge is over here. So what you want to do is cover up the top of the top face, and it does not matter where your corner is or where your edge is as long as they're not next to each other. So they cannot be touching each other. They must be apart from each other. So now if you ignore the top face and you look at the edge, the side color is an orange. So now what you want to do is you want to turn it so that the center, the color is the same as, is lined up. So in this case, orange and orange, the orange edge and the orange center are lined up. So now what you want to do is, so theoretically, if we turned it so that this edge would be in the correct slot, this would be it, because if a Rubik's Cube was solved, this edge would be in this exact spot. So now what we want to do is turn it away from where it needs to go. So it needs to go here, we need to turn it away. So now what we're going to do is, the corner's over here, we want to turn it over the edge. So now we've created a pair. Now just correct this last cross piece and insert like you normally would. Now you have your pair. Before we end the video, there are a couple weird things that could happen and you might not know what to do while you're solving intuitive F2L. So I'm going to be saying every weird thing that could happen and what case it corresponds to. So the first problem that you could run into is this messed up bar. So we all know for intuitive F2L, first thing you want to do is split up the corner and the edge. So now what we want to do is find an empty slot. And you want to make sure the empty slot's on the same face as the corner is on, like the second case. So now what you want to do is hide the corner, so you can move the edge here or here. So here or here. So I'm just going to move it here, and now just move it up. All you do now is, now that they're separated, just solve as normal. Alright, so the second weird problem that you might run into only corresponds to the first case. So you're doing your intuitive F2L, and you find this corner, you find this edge, and then you realize that, oh wait, the top two colors are different. So you realize it's the first case, but then you realize that it's not in the correct spot because it's not in the correct L. The edge must be over here for it to be correct. And then you start wondering to yourself, what should I do? So here's the solution. So again, you find an empty pair. You do the same thing as you did for the first weird thing. And so you want to hide. So whenever you want to hide, you want to move an edge around without disturbing the corner. Just hide the corner and then let this this messed up pair do the thing. Just rotate it to wherever you want it to go. So for in this case here. And then now just rotate back up. Now you realize that these are in the correct position. And now just insert the pair as normal. Alright guys, that'll bring this beginner F2L tutorial to an end. If this tutorial helped you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel for future videos such as beginner OLL, beginner PLL, and maybe even some intermediate cross tips. If you know somebody who knows how to solve a Rubik's Cube but can't do it very fast, tell them check out this video, because beginner F2L will definitely help them improve their times. And yeah, so thanks for watching guys, and hope you guys all have a great day.